Hey, brothers, sisters, kings, queens, it's your boy Doozy back with another video. Happy New Year to all of y'all, man. It's 2024. Today is the 2nd of January. It's a Tuesday, you feel me? And I knew this cap. Yeah, I'm rocking the same combo. What it is, what it do. And as you see by the topic, I've got a powerful video for y'all, man. This one is mainly to my brothers, you feel me, but it also applies to you sisters who are practicing celibacy. As you can see, focus on the process. So let's get right into it. I want to start with a Bible verse. And this Bible verse, it didn't really correlate to the message, but it's a verse I thought of when I was thinking, how can I make this Bible based, right? And this is Proverbs 22 verse 3, which says, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And this is the King James version I'm reading from. And if I'm not wrong, to be prudent is to be careful and sensible when making decisions, right? And you'll see how it ties in with this topic, my bad, as I explain. So let's get it. Let me just give me some H2O. Hey man, but New Year, only big things that are gonna happen for this channel, for myself, and I hopefully for all of you that are watching. Okay, let me see. Okay, let's get it. So, focus on the process. So, going into 2024, I had figured, with the last video, you see that it's time to be serious. And that is my theme, like, for my next season, I feel like this year, it's time to be serious. And how I am going to go about being serious is by disciplining myself. Consistent self-discipline. And this is what I got also from Jim Rohn. Jim, Jimrohn, right? He's a brother who's passed on. But basically he was a motivational speaker, someone who did it big and left knowledge, left gems on how we can do it too. And in one of his videos, he talks about the only reason we are living unfulfilled lives, mediocre lives, I'm paraphrasing, but it's because of a lack of consistent self-discipline. So, for example, he was talking about people would rather go to the beach for a day rather than discipline themselves and stay away than to come back and own the beach, right? So consistent self-discipline. And in another one of his videos, he gives us the 5 steps to success, if I'm not wrong. And one of them was get smart. It's like whatever you want to do, study about it. If you want to be disciplined, study about discipline. If you want to grow spiritually, study how do you grow spiritually, So I've been focused on self-discipline, right? I've been listening to a lot of audio books, right, on self-discipline, because I don't have any books on self-discipline, but a lot of audio books I've been listening to, maybe just 2, right? I won't say a lot. 2 audio books. The first one, I liked it very much because it was basically just giving gems, it was talking about the Navy SEALs and how... Okay, no, matter of fact, I'm rambling. I want to go as the topic as... Okay, as you can see by the topic of this video, focus on the process. So this second audio book that I'm currently listening to, the author spoke about it is better to focus on the process of your goal rather than on the goal itself. And the example he gave, which I'm going to paraphrase, is if you want to lose weight, don't in the moment focus on you with your weight loss, which is a good thing, right? You imagining yourself and you have lost weight. Rather, focus on the process, what it's gonna take for you to lose weight, right? The day in and day outs of gymming, running if you have to run, the calisthenics, I think that's what they call it. Whatever it is, push-ups, lifting weight, keep your mind on that rather than the end goal. Because if you do focus on the end goal, you allow your mind to release dopamine because you see yourself achieving the goal, but you didn't include how you're going to achieve it, right? The process, the hard work to achieving the goal. And this was a mighty revelation for me, and this is how I'm tying it into semen retention. So I am retaining, right? I'm about 7 days in. I started my this streak I started was on the 27th of December. And one thing I realized is you can go on a good streak, but thinking, because the end goal for me, right, and I hope for brothers too, right, and all my sisters who are celibate, is to find a godly wife, because I believe in God, right, a godly wife, and to settle down, right. Then I can have my babies, have sex, but before that I am retaining to find a godly wife. So one thing I've realized is when I am on a streak, right, it is easy to be like, okay, I'm doing this for a godly wife. But when temptation comes, it's hard to fight it because it's not like a good enough reason. You can end up feeling like, but it's going to be such a long time. I'm not seeing any woman inside, It's just, and like, it's hard to not give in to temptation, right? You need the strength of God as well as knowledge and wisdom. But yeah, this knowledge I'm giving you, brothers, if we focus on the process, it is easier to retain. Because, for example, right, and this just changed me. I started thinking to myself, I'm going to have to actually pursue a girl, right? Wherever I see a girl that I think is worthy to be my wife, I'm going to have to go up and talk to her. If it's on the socials, I'm going to have to DM her, right? Okay, firstly, she's going to have to accept, give me her number. Then we're going to start going out on dates. Whatever how it is, but we're going to go out on dates. And this is my thought process. Then I'm going to eventually ask this girl to be my girl, right? To be my girlfriend. Then I'm still stay with her for a couple of years, maybe 2 or 3 years. I'm thinking like even 5 is too small, right? Because to marry someone for life, you really have to know them. But I'm going to be with her maybe plus minus 5 years before I go on to put the ring on her finger and then have sex. So it's easier to retain because when I look at the process, I see, the sites now as such a cheat to myself because, yes, I'm going to go on the sites past, but I'm really playing myself because this road I'm traveling is really a long road, right? It's years, as I'm saying, it's like years that I'm probably going to wait before, I bust a nut in reality. And I have to bring this up. One of my brothers, he, I would say he got introduced to prostitutes and he's been, struggling to stop sleeping with prostitutes. And the reason for him is because it's so easy, right? With a prostitute, you pay your money, you do your thing, you're out. With a normal girl, a girl you don't pay money, right? You can spend thousands on her, you can take her on multiple dates, and she can still tell you that, you know what, I'm not ready. And that's the reality. You can't force her, right? You can spend your money, or she can just be like, nah, I don't want, you feel me? Or even if she does end up giving you sex, it's a process, right? Like you have to please her, please her, please her until she finally gives it up. It's never just like, it depends on the girl, honestly, but it's never on you meet her the first day, first night, and she gives it up. There are those kind of girls, but it's not a majority of them, right? So, as I say, focus on the process, brothers. It's like, now that I think of it like this, the reality is I'm gonna have to, it's like, it's easier now to retain, because I come across women and I think of the process now. Like, it's like, even if I approach her, it doesn't mean that I'm gonna sleep with her. It's still gonna be years before I sleep with someone, right? So it makes it easier for me to retain, because every time now I'm tempted, I pause and I think of the reality. Like, I'm cheating myself by, fapping and, busting a nut, really, because I know, like, if you do it the proper way, which is how I want to do it, to please God, it's gonna take a long time. Like, it's gonna take a long time, man. Like, this is just a side note, but I was at a place where they sell fruits and vegetables, and there was this one sister, a little bit older. You could just see that she was older than me, right? But she was quite short. The body was banging, like the booty and her tits, right? Like, perfect shape, banging body. Like, she didn't have the most attractive face. Okay, but whatever. What I want to get down to is, like, I thought to myself, I was like, okay, firstly, she was of this world. But my mind reminded me that, you know what? You can't allow yourself to get tempted, because even if you were to go for her, it's going to be years before you sleep with her. I'm only going to sleep with someone, God willing, when I get my wife. So it's going to be years. It's like, even though I find her sexually attractive, it's going to be years before I sleep with her. So it makes it easier, to cut off all distractions, right? Because I won't lie, like, to her, or I would say, like, she had this thing of, like, she was sexually tempting. And the way she was moving, right? Like, she was carrying one of these baskets where, like, every time she picked it up, she had to bend over. I could just see, like, from my discernment, that because she has such a banging body, she's used to guys chasing her. It's like, it makes sense, because I was also sexually attracted. So she's used to, getting all this attention. She's even adapted to her body. Like, she knows the value she holds, what it does. But kings, we got to keep strong, right? We got to think about the process and think about the reality. Like, and this can help you with all your other goals, right? But this is especially for semen retention. Like, I believe and I declare that this is going to be the longest streak I'm ever going to go, right? Until I am married. And maybe for no fap and, fapping, I'm never going back, right? But this is going to be my longest streak, just from the knowledge I am getting, right? And all glory be to God in the name of our Lord Jesus Christ, because no one goes to the Father without Jesus. And if you don't have Jesus, you don't have the Father. Yeah, and I pray you are edified, brothers and sisters. It's the start of the year. Start strong. And I pray you accomplish all that you wish to accomplish. It's your boy. I'm out.
Peace.